All right. I think we're live. Joe, are we live?
We're looks like we're live.
We are. Yep. I see the live button on my side. You better hit your live button.
Oh, I need to hit the play.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a live button. I have a leave button.
Well, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Sunday night Greyhawk special. Those of you guys that know, and I'm sure you all know, we generally do on the first and the third Sunday, we have a Sunday night special with Tenkar. And so Joe and I decided to, on the 4th, since we have an opening, we are going to, not the 4th date-wise, but the 4th Sunday, we're going to do a Greyhawk special. And I think this is our third one.
Second, isn't it? We did one in July. July was the first one, wasn't it?
We did one. I do recall us doing one starting places. That was one. And then last month, I can't even remember what we covered. I'd have to go back in my notes, but I know we had, we were talking about factions.
Yeah. Okay, I guess this is the third.
So this is number 3. Yeah. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So we're going to continue doing this, and we both, obviously along with all you guys out there, we all love Greyhawk. We all grew up on it. We, just it's a passion for us. So we're gonna talk about it every 4th Sunday. So here we are, and the chat is already blowing up. We got let's see what we got here. Who is on? Well, Advanced Fantasy Games is on. Fugly is on. Dan, the final arbiter, is here. What's up, buddy? Mr. Rourke, Troy Williams. What's up, you guys? Valmar Cleaver. Smitty Gone Bass, Chris Carlton Webb. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Looking forward to see you in a couple weeks. You too, Valmar. Who else we got? JF Cal and JC. And of course, I see Greyhawk Grognard in there too.
Who's that loser?
Yeah, who's this guy? What the heck? SCA QT2H, Mr. Rourke, Handy Cross, Joe Kaufman, and Nathan Meyer, and Buster TN's here, Ducato, John Williams. You guys all say hi in there. If you guys are watching, definitely say hi. I'll try to bring you guys up on here, just like I do this with John Collins, who says hello. I'll try to bring up comments here, and we'll definitely try to ask questions. Let's get involved in the chat. We're gonna.
And just for the record, I did not mean to wear the same shirt twice.
We were just talking.
I've got drawers full of shirts, and somehow I plucked the same one twice for 2 in a row for these live streams. So that's on me.
Oh man, I think you need to. You're on a roll. You got to do it for the next one. So yeah. Yeah, you're like me. I have piles of shirts, and I was getting people making not like comments on the videos, but like, oh, you're wearing your Advanced Dungeons and Dragons shirt again.
Oh, I get comments all the time on the shirts.
Yeah.
Like people wait to see which shirt I'm going to wear in which video, and they say, love the shirt. It's like they comment on the shirts as much as they comment on the map behind me.
Yeah. That's so today, well, what do you got? Let's show your shirt off, because I know that you did it last time. Well, let's do it again. And that is from
80stees.com. Yes, it's the first one I bought from them.
Yeah, 80stees.com, guys. They actually, I don't know if they got a license or something, but they're doing a lot of it's all retro 80s
I think
stuff.
They must, because they have they have actual things, and it's a big outfit, so I can't imagine they'd be boosting them, but who knows? I mean, you never these days. They could go under next week,
Yeah, who knows? They've been around for a minute, because I've gotten a couple things from them too. I think, the D&D and the BX shirt I have, I want to say that was from a buddy of mine. He bought that. I don't know where he got it. I would suspect it's probably from there. I've ordered stuff from them before, and I'm actually getting ready to like I need more shirts. Yeah. But anyways, and for me tonight, I am wearing some of you guys have seen this, but my Addicted to Goth Girl shirt in honor of our lady. Let me get this.
I do, Foogly. I have Greyhawk Grognard shirts and I have Castleman Archmage shirts. I actually sell them at cons now.
Oh my God! I was looking for. Well, here we go. In honor of Our Lady Lordship, Lolth. So I am definitely addicted to goth girls, and this is one of them right here. So, yeah. So shirts. Yeah. What do we got in the comments? Holy crap!
We got a lot of comments. So yeah, somebody Hardy Cross wants me to go back to the old intro for my videos.
Really? Yeah, you just recently took that out. I think you got.
I recently chopped it way down. It's now like it's a 10-second intro from a 30-second intro, based on feedback I've gotten, and it's an experiment. Everything I do is an experiment on the channel. I'll change things up. I'll try this. I'll try that. I'll try this for the thumbnails. I'll try that. It's constantly experimenting to see what moves the needle, gets more views, gets more subs,
intro. Yeah. Well, you've been doing well comparatively to me. You've been doing this a lot longer than me. And
5 years. I've had my channel for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. And I feel like I've watched your videos for God. I want to say it's I know it was a little after COVID, but you've been doing this for a while, and you've kind of shifted your intro, changed stuff a little bit here, and I think that's a constant.
Now I'm doing it more consciously now, and I'm paying more attention to what happens to the numbers. But I'm always trying to improve. If every week I want to think, how can I make my channel a little better? And this is changing the intro is part of it.
Yeah. It's definitely and I'm a novice at this, and I've kind of seen that where changing times of release, changing your intro, changing at the very beginning I had a little quick intro. I kind of tried to mimic what you were doing, and it was pretty, if you go back to some of my original videos,
I mean it was a good intro 3 years ago, but YouTube today is not YouTube of 2020.
Ever evolving. Yeah. And attention spans.
Valimar makes my point for me. He would always skip past the 20 second.
There you go. There's your
So Valimar who was it? It was oh God, who was the other guy who said to change it back? I don't remember. I can't find him now.
That was let me see if he says change it back.
You two find it out in the comments.
Yeah. I was texting with I saw you just called it out a minute ago. I need to bring up Foogly's comment here because you gave me
addicted to Lolth girls. That's great.
I love that, dude. If I can get a shirt like that, I would totally rock that, dude. That's Foogly. Yeah, good idea. I cannot.
Hardy Cross. He's Hardy Cross. You and Valimar, you duel it out in the comments, and we'll see how that goes.
Set up a quiz, a poll in your channel.
Oh, I do. I constantly do. I poll things, but it's more looking at the analytics. The polls say one thing. The analytics, analytics don't lie.
Yeah, and that's what I've is being a novice, and I will say I have a passion for our game. Obviously, we both do, and we love what we do, and it's just I have learned so much in the past year about the analytics of things, and it's very interesting. But I do want to go to the comments and call out Joseph
Lore.
Joseph Lore. I think that's how you say your last name.
I think it's either Lore or Lair. I don't.
Lore, yeah. But thank you so much for gifting the memberships, hero level. You guys, that is, I'm very touched by when you guys do this, and I know Joe is also. It's definitely a leap of faith from you guys that believe in and tells me you believe in what we're doing, which I am very honored by this. So thank you so much, Joseph.
Yeah, Mr. 14,000% growth over the last 28 days. Yes.
What's that?
You've got like 14,000% growth on your channel in the last.
Yeah. Well, it's funny thing if you want to, we're talking about channels here. And by the way, welcome you guys that just got gifted those memberships. Welcome to the DM and Friends.
Oh, and he did it on my channel too. Thank you so much.
Oh man, that is. Oh, there you go. Yeah, dude, Joseph, thank you so much for. I mean, dude, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. I used to bring up like everybody's different membership, gift. And I haven't been doing that lately, but yeah, it looks like No One of Consequence, Robert Satin, a bunch of people got gifted memberships from you. Same on mine, and thank you guys so much. Talking about channels, which blows me away, is I looked was
look at there, Valmar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Valmar.
Valmar Cleaver did a super chat just to get us to talk about the topic.
So you guys are going to discuss Greyhawk, right? Yes, we are.
That's great. That's awesome.
Valmar, love you, buddy. Yeah. So one thing that's kind of blown me away. I'm like 70 away from 5,000 subs right now, subscribers, which is super crazy. And those of you guys that have been, been on the live streams with me and hanging out, I am gonna do some type of kind of a milestone, just some kind of milestone live stream and do some giveaways to just to give back and thank you guys. So one of them is going to be this Goodman Games dual box. What is it? It's got the 2 books in it that Goodman Games did for Temple of Elemental Evil. So that's going to be, I mean, at the trajectory right now, it's going to be this week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, very cool stuff. I think you're at what, 15? You're closing in at 15,000.
I'm a little shy of 300 away from 15,000. So I hope to get there next month.
Yeah. So we're both celebrating kind of a big milestone. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, 15K is a big one.
And what's really awesome too, and you and I have talked about this, but the engagement is nuts. Like, it's not that somebody just says, "Oh, nice video." I mean, there's discussions and then comments about the discussion, and that's just a proven factor of how passionate the gaming community is for the topics out there that you do. I mean, Greyhawk and rules mechanics and just things that we talk about. So it's a testament to you guys, which thank you guys so much. So,
and since we haven't said it yet, if you're watching this on my channel, subscribe to him, and if you're watching this on my on his channel, subscribe to me. I think we've pretty much probably gotten most of the cross subs we're going to get, but it can't hurt to say.
Yeah. Definitely. If you guys are subscribed to Greyhawk Grognard and not mine, come over here to the DM and Friends, and vice versa. Go over and subscribe to Greyhawk Grognard. We do a lot of collabs together. You'll see us, quite a bit together. Like I said earlier in the show, we're with the Tenkar twice a month, I think, and other stuff that's out there. You might join an after party and all kinds of crazy stuff. But we have fun. Best way to cook a dragon, post your recipes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Advanced Fantasy Games. Yeah, we're I think at 49-20 something now. It's pretty close. Yes, and No One of Consequence says, everybody, if you are on wherever you're at, hit that like button yeah. Poor Orkshaw says, listen to this. Poor Orkshaw says, I'm subbed to all these bums. Poor Orkshaw, I love seeing you on the chat, man. You're awesome.
Can you put up Grill Wizard's question for a second? I can't answer it right now because I'd have to look and open the files and stuff. But Grill Wizard, if you can put this as a regular comment on my live stream on my channel, I will look for. That'll remind me to look for it. If you do it on Angelo's, I won't remember. I won't check his comments. But if you put it on mine, I'll see the comment and then it'll make me remember.
Where is that one at?
It was just a few seconds ago. Grill Wizard asked what size and resolution for the maps behind me. I can look that up offline, but I won't remember unless it's a comment on my channel on this thing.
Yeah,
so just do that.
It's crazy, and I've gotten a little bit of flack for posting this. And by the way, Valinor Cleaver, thank you. He says yes, dragons for the Queen of Goth new tattoo fun. Well, thank you so much.
Like he's gonna keep hitting the. See, that's the beauty of this. That's the strategy now. Is that we could just talk about anything but dragons, and Valinor Cleaver will just keep hitting, giving us $5 until we do.
He's so like, you son of a guns, talk about dragons.
This is the incentive here to just talk about nonsense.
Yeah, talk about nonsense.
We're getting paid now to talk about nonsense, so this is great.
Well, we were supposed to talk with Tankar last week about dragons, right? This is more Greyhawk centric. And I felt like we talked about for 10 minutes out of 2 hours, so
hey, look, that's the way it goes sometimes, and I'm okay with that, honestly.
I love it.
The having the topic is really just a way to fill the time if we don't get any interesting comments.
Yeah. Well, this is all off the cuff, like and it's funny, Joe is teasing me. He's like, did you you mentioned you use the word script. Did you script this out or what you're going to talk about tonight? And I'm like, dude, we just do this I might have looked at some facts about, Greyhawk. I just did a video on it today. You did one the other day. We kind of indirectly coordinated talking about Greyhawk dragons, which we'll talk.
Well,
about
it was a natural follow up to last week's thing that we did with Eric. So
and it's a follow up to my video I did this today, which I talked about Greyhawk dragons directly out of here,
I just happen to have mine handy too.
Oh yeah. This is as much as scripting we've done on this. But yeah, this becomes a very fluid conversation. And really what we love the most is when you guys put out questions and or comments that are awesome. And you guys are the problem. You guys are the ones that squirrel us. So squirrel me to where then we get off topic. But
speaking of which, no one of consequence has a question for me about the maps of the city of Greyhawk, but I'm sure you will have an opinion as well.
Yes. Let me find his comment here. No one of consequence.
3 from the bottom.
There it is. At the bottom. I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay, at Joe. This is a good one. I'll have a little feedback on this too. What was I going to say? Yeah, I just squirreled what I was going to say. I had something very important to say, but then I don't remember.
About the maps?
Yeah, about the maps. About the maps. Not this one right here, but the maps in back of you. So I did, and I got a little bit of hate mail about this, but part of YouTube, you can put up little, products, right? It's just clickbait product things or whatever. And one of them is somebody selling the Greyhawk maps on Etsy. I don't know if they have a license to do it.
Somebody mentioned that in the chat just now.
Yeah.
Peter Ramos.
Yes, that does the Darling maps on both cloth. Yeah, so this is the Darlene maps that he's talking about. Let me flag. We'll get back to no one of consequence. But yeah, so that is one of them too. But there also is somebody that does exactly the ones, but they're not a curtain. I have seen that somewhere being sold. The ones you have in back of you. But there's also the Darlene maps. In various sizes, so they're obviously printing them.
Those come and go though, because you can't sell these. This is copyright by Wizards of the Coast, and they will stop. I had these made for me from an outfit online. You upload an image, and they'll put it on whatever you want to put it on. Which is if it's for your own use, that's okay.
100%.
Like I couldn't sell these if I wanted to. That would be. But and I've seen those places. They make rugs and things with all they come. They're up for a week, and then Hasbro,
I wonder if that's how it is with the Etsy one too. The one he's talking about here.
Because, I guarantee you, the Etsy one won't be there for very long.
It's very
interesting. For no other reason than I know WotC people watch my channel, and they'll see this. So go get them, guys. Go get the Pinkertons on the Etsy, folks.
The and it's funny, like the map that I have upstairs in my room where I do my long form recordings, that was just a JPEG that I found on I think on Cannon Fire or something like that. It was somebody that redid the Darlene map, clarified it a little bit, and then printed it. So that was my own use too. And obviously these two that are back here, these are from the folio. Those are the gloss ones from the folio. So yeah, interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Yeah. Let's go to no one's question here.
Yeah. I promise you all, we will get to the topic. We're just clearing, we're waiting for everybody to get here. So
yeah.
But we will get there. I promise. We will.
55 people on right now, by the way.
What's that?
55 people on right now.
And I know 90% of them are yours.
No, they're more of yours.
Really?
Yeah, 32 you, 21 me, and we got some people in Facebook. You guys, welcome to the Sunday Night Greyhawk special with us. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah.
Okay, so Greyhawk City. I think the best is a hybrid. I did a hybrid map that was based on Gary's map in City of Hawks, that little one-page sketch map. I did a map like that, based on that, but it was keyed to the City of Greyhawk blue box. And I did this, mine was just like a white. Yeah, exactly. Mine was just a black and white little line thing. And then somebody I posted on my blog years ago, and then somebody took mine and improved it. And then somebody took that and improved it. So, and I got a big poster of that made, and it's laminated, and I got it over there. And that's I think the best one is the one that I have that nobody else does, because it's like a download on my blog. But somebody, I forget who, I keep forgetting who. Somebody took the map that originally came in the blue box and like fixed it by making it fuller, because that was the big problem with that blue box map. I mean, it was a big color, gorgeous map, but it was empty. And that is not what you think of when you think of the City of Greyhawk. It should be like Lonkmar. It should be like medieval London, packed together, all these different cities. Exactly, that one. And somebody, a fan, I guess, made a better one, and then they actually published it. WotC published it, or something like that. I forget the exact sequence, but so that is a very decent one. The new one that they did, but I really prefer a city that is much more urbanized and packed together with houses all crammed together. And you didn't get that in the original blue box, and that was a big disappointment.
Yeah. I think if this is what I had available, I would use this, but you're right, man. It should be way more packed. I feel like let's just, name an era, 576. What was the population of Greyhawk? I think it was 58,000, right?
But it was very.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. This map right here does not represent 50,000 residents. To me, 58,000.
And they actually bumped up all of the populations because they realized they were so small.
Yeah.
When they did From the Ashes.
I mean, there's a lot of other people that have
Grill Wizard. I'm sorry, Grill Wizard. Yes, it was Malden who did the revised map. I keep forgetting that, and I always will. But yes, he did a very good job.
Found? Do you know where that can be found?
I'm guessing it's on Malden's Greyhawk, which is a website.
Got it. Yeah, if anybody, you guys can't post URLs, but yeah, if anybody, I'll find it and put it on here for us all. Man, we got a lot of people on here. Blair Blur's here. Great Old One Channel is here. God, we got Grill Wizard. Shane Crandall, the guy, everybody's here. The collective.
Check your private chat. I found the new map. The much. Better map.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll post this in here. So this is what he's referring to right here. This is a good one.
Yeah, it is much better than what we got in the box, because you can see it's all got like buildings and crammed together.
Yeah, this is way more dense, way more. Yeah,
but it's still not the same as the map that Gary published. So I try to lean more towards what Gary's looked like. So I use his outline and then I fill it in with the stuff from the box set.
Yeah. Yeah, let me. I'll actually bring this up really quick and just kind of show
Yeah, show the
everybody.
Can you
Yeah,
blow that up?
this is the one
There you
on
go.
that on the link I just posted. Yeah, this is nice. If you could easily, yeah, this
That'd
is
be
a
great
lot
to
more.
have as a poster.
Yeah, and then there you go. There's the. Yeah, I actually like that.
Oh, it's infinitely superior to the one you get in the box.
Yeah. And you know, I'll defend the box set one a little bit because it's not bad, but you bring up some really good points that and I just made one I think that is valid too. Is I feel like it doesn't represent what the population should be.
Exactly. We should do a whole thing about the city.
We should next month.
Let's do
There
that
it
for
is.
let's do that for September. Yeah.
Talk
All
about
right.
the city of Greyhawk. Um, Yeah, let me see. Joe Koff said I bought the DMG just for the okay. Harn style map. Yes. What's up, Shard Denzer? Certain, yeah. So no one says. I'm pretty sure certain my Roll20 campaign will be going to Greyhawk City soon. Well, good for you. I ran a lot of campaigns in the city of Greyhawk, and that kind of leads me to our topic because like you said earlier, we both did videos on if anybody has this book right here, which is the Jim Ward Greyhawk Adventures book that came out, I think this was in 1988. Yep. And this was kind of I want to say this was at the exactly on page, what page was that?
This is 26, page 26.
Yeah. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember when this book hit the shelves, and this was kind of when 2E had just come out, right? Because
if you look on the front cover, it's got that little yellow starburst that says it's for both first and second.
Yeah.
It's not really, but
yeah,
because if you look at the monster stats, it's kind of this weird.
Obviously,
they weren't finalized yet for
2E. But they started putting, I think they started putting in the ecology in there. The
ecology and the morale, and there was other, there's stuff like that. But it's all laid out weird, and there's a couple entries that didn't make it into the final 2E format. It's an interesting artifact, though, in terms of the transition from first to second.
Yeah. One thing I think that, and you and I talked about this a while ago, didn't they they included reaction modifier in there?
Yes.
Which I know you and I have talked about this before, which
yes.
Didn't make it, I don't think makes it to, does it not make it to 2E? Reaction modifier?
I don't remember. It is, I haven't played 2E since the 90s.
Yeah.
So I couldn't.
Well, I could bring it up and I could show you that it doesn't, which is interesting. Okay. Because I pulled up okay, spoiler alerts. All of the 2E Monster Compendium is available online. You know what I mean? It is. There's a compendium website where somebody put all that on there, and I think it's been there for ages. But I'm looking at it, and there's not a reaction. There is morale, and there, for instance, and they call it the Orth Dragon Greyhawk. These are fanatics, and remember, because morale changed to a D20 roll for 2E. And so these ones were rated at a 17, which is, what I'll do? I'm not going to bring up the website. I'm going to bring up I'm going to screenshot
the page.
Yeah. I don't want to get any weirdness here, but if you look at, here we go. I'll bring this up right here. Here we go. Boom, pulled over. Yeah, if you look at these are the stats, and these are straight up 2E stats, right? I mean, this is from the compendium. So if you look at, if any of you guys are following along with the Greyhawk Adventures book, like anyways, to our point, it was this kind of weird area when before 2E came out, and I guess they didn't. I mean, what would be the reason? Do you think they just didn't decide on how they wanted to?
Oh, it was. I guarantee you, it was because they hadn't finalized what 2E was going to look like yet.
Yeah,
they was still, they were still doing playtests. They were still doing, an alpha of it, and they hadn't finalized it, and they had to publish this to keep the doors open.
Yeah. Great book though. I mean, this is the one that gives us all the different spells from.
I love all the spells. There was one part in here I didn't really care for, and and Valdemar Cleaver is going to have a stroke if
we'll get to dragons. We're getting there.
I didn't like the magical items, and I loathe the 0 level characters. And
yeah, that's interesting that they chose this medium to introduce the 0 level.
They introduce it and then they drop it right away. They never, because it was a stupid idea and it didn't work. And I think they just needed filler. I think they needed pages for it. And
yeah. I mean, that could be because this, this was, this was kind of during that. Well, this was after Unearthed Arcana, but
yes, it does. Joe Kaufman.
One of the earlier videos I saw of what's that?
Joe Kaufman is asking if my player's guide comes in hardback. It does indeed.
Yes. Yeah.
And you get the PDF when you buy the hardcover, you get the PDF for free with it. Yeah.
You should give me the link and I'll throw it in the chat for the player's guide. Which by the way, you guys, if you don't have, and I'm just going to throw it out there, if you don't have a copy of the gold box, right? And you're looking for more of a kind of a modern version of the campaign setting, get his book, get his campaign guide. Let me see if I can pull that link up too. Actually, I have it right here. Wow, I'm so good.
Oh, you got it. You're on it.
Yeah,
I have them. I'm just trying to find it. We want
here's the campaign guide right here. I'll throw this in the chat. And there's that. But the player's guide, you can like, I think if you pull this up right next to it, it says other things by BRW Games.
Right.
The player's guide.
No, not on DM's Guild. I'm just Joe Bloch. You have to. You don't. You're not a game company. You are your name on DM's Guild. It's the way they have the whole thing.
Oh, really? That's how they do it?
Yeah. It's different than. It's different than drive-through. Yeah.
Well, this is. Let me see here. Okay. Well, here's this one too. Let me bring this up. I'm gonna pimp you out a little bit. I'm sure you don't mind that.
I thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, this isn't my show, by the way. This is our show.
Well, no, but you're moderating tonight. But,
I'm the one that's unfortunately the one that has to control the chat and all that stuff. What I was gonna say is, if once you go to that link in the chat, right, you can go and here's I think the first one right here is comes up. By the way, wow, you made whatever that means, the gold seller. That's
all of my books, they tend to be in the top 5. The three my 3 main books are usually in the top 5 of Greyhawk. And then the Orc book is kind of like somewhere in the top 10 or 15. And somebody will come out with a new book and that'll push all my stuff down. And then after a couple of weeks, my stuff just goes back up. Yeah. So it's just like, I for whatever reason,
isn't this the Orc,
what I did? So yeah.
Isn't this the Orc one right here?
Yes, that's the Orc book.
Brings
up back to being pig face monsters.
Yeah.
Rather than sombrero wearing misunderstood baristas.
And here's your answer to that. The player's guide. Yeah, you can get the hardcover and it's right here, and PDF, same price. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, here's the Orc one, which I think you released this at the time when there was the big controversy, not controversy, but everybody.
No, it was controversy. I literally started writing this book when that image came out. That is literally that evening. Yeah. I set up the file and I started writing.
Good for you.
I was not pleased with that direction in which they went.
Now, I haven't gone through the orc book, but that one is that one system agnostic too, or is that geared directly
No,
towards
that's very 5e.
This is very 5e.
It's got monsters. It's got monster stats. It's got backgrounds. It's got spells. It's got cleric subclasses for all the orcish deities. You know, it's the whole kit and caboodle. But it makes them monsters again. You know, they're and there's half orcs and there's lozels and there's orogs. All the half breed orcs that they don't have anymore.
And specifically, going back to the campaign guide is system agnostic. I mean, that's
yes, the campaign guide is
the player's guide is.
I don't call it system agnostic. The phrase I use is setting first.
That's a great way to call it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's all lore, it's all background and stuff, because I wanted to make it as accessible to everybody as I could. The other books all have a lot of 5e mechanics in it because, you know, that's what you have to publish nowadays. Yeah. But I like to do everything setting first. You know, the mechanics are kind of an afterthought, but if I have to do mechanics, they have to be 5.5. So that's just the way it works.
You know, how difficult is that for you? I mean, I know we're totally squirreling.
Dragons. We're talking about dragons.
Yeah.
Dragons are coming.
Yeah. How?
Dragons.
Dragons. Yes. How tough is that to write for? Because you're a 1E, you know, Adventures Dark and Deep, old school guy. How tough was that for you to write for 5th edition? And I know you were writing for 5, not 5.
Yeah, well, I originally wrote for 5, and then I upgraded everything to 5.5 because that's what you'd have to do. It's not that bad, honestly. I mean, because as I say, I'm thinking in terms of Greyhawk. Settings, editions change, Greyhawk endures. You know, I can take anything I write, and it's just a question of changing, you know, what level something happens at, what do the stat blocks look like, you know, what are the mechanical conventions, of things like that, you know. Okay, fine. So the monster stats are much more tightly organized, and they have standard conventions that they use across monsters. It means a lot more flipping through source material for me, so I can make sure I'm doing it the way modern players are going to expect it.
Yeah.
But the material itself is just old school Greyhawk.
Yeah.
It's just figuring out the way to make old school Greyhawk come through in whatever rule system I have to write.
In a different.
I could do that. I could do exactly the same thing for GURPS if I needed to. It's just, you know, the system doesn't matter to me. Greyhawk matters.
Exactly. I like it. Even though I'm a 1E purist, but you know, that's just me. But and here's some other comments here too. One thing, you know, getting back to this book where we're going to actually pull, you know, the talk about the Greyhawk dragon. Joseph mentions one thing that I really liked too from that book was the specialty priests. They kind of fleshed them out a little bit more in this, which I like this the specialty priests. I like the I don't know what they call it. Was it called the favored weapons or just different abilities that they got at different levels for clerics? I think favored weapons is a term that was kind of house rule term. I don't know where that actually came from, but I've used that term for 25 plus years. You know, favored weapons, because I think I don't know if it's something that's mentioned in the deities and demigods or in here. But some deities I'll allow a cleric to use a non-edge weapon. It depends on their deity. You know what I mean? Got it.
Yeah, and you know, and I like the fact that this is where I really think 2nd edition shined, was the specialty clerics. You know, and you know how the clerics work, because not every cleric would have the same spells. Not every cleric would have the same, you know, turn undead, so on and so forth. You know, they're, you know. They did it right. They really made each kind of cleric for each different deity unique, and I really like that. And they started that in Dragon Magazine, and they cover, and like you say, they carried it over into
they fleshed it out a little bit more there. But
it was in the gold box too. They did
very very small hints of it there, because I mean there was some.
Hey, Angelo. Astral Monk, hello.
How about a hello, Joe Bloch? How you doing, buddy? How's it going, Agile? Yeah, a little laughter there. Yeah, I like what they did there. And yeah, in the one he said clerics of Thor used warhammers as weapons. Yep. Matthew Sherman's here too. Awesome, dude.
The gang's all here.
The gang is here. Yeah, you guys, it's good to see everybody. Good to hang out. Yeah, there was a lot of really cool stuff in here, and I know you've done a lot of fleshing out too of some of the deities. What was
we got the clerics guide. Has specialty clerics, cleric subclasses as they're called, for every one of the Greyhawk deities. And they all have their own.
But even before that, you did some side articles on your, which I wish you would continue for old school, all the clerics.
Well, I'm because now that I have Dragon as a newsletter,
you better.
Then I'm going to be producing old school stuff in there. So yes, that is coming. More old school stuff is coming. I want to do Zahindia more. I want to do a lot of different things in it. So
good stuff. Okay, so should we talk about the? This is, I mean, just this book alone, we could do a whole show on this. Or at least chapters of it.
See, and I thought the magic items were lazy. It's always the item of blank. It's the sword of the Pomars, the ring of Medigia, or whatever. It was. I found it lazy, honestly. And they weren't particularly thematically relevant to whatever they were named after. They was just like, okay, we have a bunch of magic items, let's just throw a name on it. Okay, now it's great. Much as I adore Jim Ward, that was not his finest hour, and I think he's acknowledged that.
Yeah, Ring of the Pomars.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's just like, but it has
Diplomacy Rod of Furandi. Yeah, I've looked through a lot of these. The War Staff of Nyrond. I mean, it's interesting. Is there's a very there's a theme here too, right? He's calling out all these regions, all these states, all these.
That's just it. That's all it is. They just tack on some names. Although a lot of those made it into my my 5e stuff.
Yeah, Amulet of the Karn Hills. Interesting. Yeah, there's a Anvil of a God. I didn't realize how area specific a lot of these.
They're all like that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
It's annoying to the
Horn of the Azure Sea. Yeah. I will say the spells too. I mean, like the Big B spells here. I like. I like the difference, and you know how I do this in my campaign. These aren't just spells that people can just transfer back and forth. You have to find a tome with these specifically in them for
what I did for the 5e stuff for the player's book. I actually created subclasses of wizard, like the school of Bigby and the school of whatever, and the spells that those named spells are part of that school. So you get if you choose that subclass, you get those spells as you go up. So it ties it in thematically back into the thing, and it uses the material from the older game, and it's all in 5e mechanics. That's what I love to do with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No one of consequence. Is it your birthday today?
Happy birthday, no one of consequence.
Yeah. Is it your birthday? Come forward and announce yourself. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Angelo just gave you a super chat and said, he said, happy birthday to no one of consequence. Thank you for that, Agile. Good stuff in there for that, for sure. And adding these different creatures, monsters, I've used the camp rats in campaigns, the change cats. I'm kind of a cat guy. And I have used a Greyhawk Dragon.
I actually haven't. I've never really used a Greyhawk Dragon in my game. I love the idea. I've just never had a chance to work one in.
Yeah. Blair, thank you. And yes, happy birthday, no one. Uh-oh. Let's see.
What
we
is
got
that?
fire. Let's see.
Fire
Let's
coming?
see. Oh, no, it's just a minor. This is a medical BLS yellow, 77-year-old female not feeling well. Okay.
And doesn't that come with being that? I know it comes with being 60, so I'm assuming it comes with being 77 as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a pretty we have an older population here in Helena. Not, I mean, I don't know if it's more than, but there's a lot of calls like that kind of cater to a lot of the older population. I mean, I guess it's a natural thing anywhere, but yeah. Dan, how you doing, buddy? Dan, 1 year older, no one. Camp rats are a staple. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I've used in it's funny because, you know, and I'll read a little bit out of this. I don't know if and if any of you guys have this, definitely this is where we're pulling. And we'll talk more about just other dragons that are in Greyhawk. But I like that they have a specific dragon for the World of Greyhawk. And I don't know if this was something that Gary might have talked about early on.
I don't think so. When I posted my video, and I'm sure you got it too, people were saying it was like a steel dragon. And I think a steel dragon is from
later on. Later on, I think 3rd edition made it a steel dragon. Yes.
Okay. Because I wasn't really sure what that meant because, you know, I never really heard of steel dragon before. So if it's 3, that explains it.
Yeah, no, that was well. Didn't Monster Manual 2 bring on the different? Let me go grab it real quick and look. I thought they brought on different. We'll get to that in a minute.
Well, most anyways, did bring in different dragon types, but I don't think steel was one of them.
Yeah, steel was definitely a 3rd edition, and they kind of started calling it that. I think they took the word Greyhawk out of it and just became a steel dragon. But let me see dragons in because I guess you had mist dragons, shadow dragons.
Monster Manual 2 brought in like the mist watery dragons, and they had shadow dragons, and my favorite fairy dragons.
Yep. I know you like the fairy dragons. And then they have the cloud dragons too. There was somewhere else where some other
well, the Fiend Folio had all the Oriental dragons.
Yep. Fiend Folio. Let's grab it out and let's look.
Yeah, they had just the Oriental dragons in Fiend Folio.
Yeah, they have all the different Oriental dragons in there. Yeah, I don't know where. Maybe I'm thinking 2nd edition that they added the different metallic dragons besides.
Well, in Dragon Magazine, they had the different color dragons. They had the purple dragon, the orange dragon, the yellow dragon.
That's true.
And I actually worked for the guy who wrote that, Richard Allen Lloyd. He had written a play-by-mail game called Star Master, which was run by Schubel and Son back in the 80s. And it was like the space thing. You ruled a planet and you built ships and and he wrote the game. And then later on, he got the rights to run it himself as a new edition. And I was working for him as a game master at his house every night. And we would go through all the orders and put them in the computer and everything. So it was a great experience. I wish I could relive that.
Yeah. You're right. Dreg said in there that Steel Dragons were in 2E. I don't know if they took it out of 3rd, but
somebody in my comments said it was connected to Forgotten Realms. So maybe it's like the Forgotten Realms version of the Greyhawk Dragon. I honestly don't know. I didn't really know much about the Steel Dragons until it popped up in my comments.
Yeah. So for that classification in 2E, it was just for a standard. It wasn't tied to a specific setting. So I'm looking at it right over here right now. Interesting, but Yeah, somebody in my comments was saying something about third edition. It became Steel Dragons or something, but I don't know. That's kind of beyond my scope. I wasn't really. Did you play any third?
Nope, never did.
Yeah.
When they went from second to third, I went back to first.
Yeah. Yeah, I played a very small amount of. Matter of fact, I played 3.0 before it was in 3.5, and then
I actually played 4. I played 4, and I never played 3.
Yeah,
3.5.
I played a lot of 4th edition.
I played it once, hated it, and said so vocally at the table. It was one of the play tests. They were going around to conventions doing play tests.
Yeah,
and I was not a fan. It's like, I'm a fighter. I hit it. No, you got to use one of your special powers.
It was very, and if you took one kind of mechanic out, you broke the whole system, which is really tough for what we're used to. You know what I mean? You change anything in old school, you don't break the system, but you break it in 4th edition. We used to have at the local con, that when I'm going to in a couple of days, dude, the 4E following was nuts. We'd have tables of 120, 180 people playing the adventure series that Wizards was doing at the time. It was huge turnouts. 4E was big, and then I kind of got sick of it and went back to first pretty early on. But so for my back to dragons, for me, I've used, and I'll read a little bit out of here. It says Greyhawk dragons love the companionship of humankind and prefer to live in cities. They are highly magical and intellectual, and they give a reference for City of Greyhawk in here, and that's where I've used them. And I had a dragon. I can't remember the actual name of this dragon. I have to pull it up out of my blog, but that owned a magic shop, which fits, and nobody knew, and it would disappear every couple weeks,
right, because they got to go feed.
Feed.
It's like that, and for something like that, the Greyhawk dragon, it like, I'm going to tend to my country estate, and it just disappears from the city for a few weeks because it's going out, killing wild goats out on the Palm Arch or whatever, and then it shows up again.
Yeah,
I love that idea. That it's just like it has excuses for why it needs to go away to be a dragon for a while.
Yeah. It says it here, because of the love for and the fascination with humanity. This is in the Habitat and Society section. The Greyhawk dragon usually lives polymorphed into human form. Its favored habitat is a large city, City of Greyhawk. That's where I put him, where it typically owns a large house, or where it often the center of artistic and intellectual gatherings, poetry readings, discussion groups, etc. In their human identities, Greyhawk dragons are often well known among the intelligentsia. Yeah, and patrons of the arts. They keep their true nature secret. And it goes into them not wanting to, because they're good aligned, which is pretty awesome. Lawful neutral with good tendencies. It says there that every 2 weeks or so, it drops out of sight and travels to nearby wilderness where it might claim to own a hunting lodge. Here it hunts, making up for the enforced fast, at least by dragon terms, in the city. Like other dragons, the city variety is omnivorous, but prefers fresh meat. It never eats domestic livestock or herds, preying instead on wild animals, particularly those baneful to man. What a good guy. Yeah. So maybe eat the occasional owl bear or something like that. Yeah. Yes, the anime was Dragon Magazine for 3.5. So they leave periodically, but it's got people to keep the shop running. Yeah, that's I see them as being very influential. Maybe having a crew maybe having some type of employees that handle business when they're gone. And I would wonder, would they know? You think like like a vampire that has. I saw the other night, rewatched. You ever seen that vampire movie, Let Me In? No, you should watch it. It's actually pretty interesting. Where a vampire will have a what do they call it? A minion that kind of goes out and does things for him during the daylight, or a guardian of some sort. I wonder if they would have some people that would know their true identity. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think they would keep it a secret from anybody, because if it got out to anyone, it would destroy what they've built, right? And what's more important to them is the life that they've built. The garden parties, the going to the theater and stuff like that. They would have to completely redo all that in another city, and that would just be too much work. So I think it would just be too much of a threat that, even if it's, obviously it's not going to get killed or anything, but it would be a threat to the way of life that it is established for itself. And why risk it? Why risk it just to tell the butler that, yes, I'm really a dragon, unless it's, absolutely necessary. And even then, you'd probably, if it was me, if I was a polymorphed Greyhawk dragon and something happened and I absolutely had to polymorph in front of somebody, I would probably then start making plans to move off to another city.
Yeah.
Just because, there's, why risk it? Somebody, up in the comments asked about Cobb Darg, the Lord Mayor of Irongate, being a dragon. And it's funny because that's something that started off as a fan thing. I think it was in Oerth Journal that somebody said he was a gold dragon or something.
Yeah.
And that actually got picked up in the 2024 DM's guide, where they changed the name. So it's not Cobb Darg anymore. It's and it's a polymorphed bronze dragon.
Yeah. And that's
so
in the
they took a fan
D&D
thing and they turned it into a canon thing, but in so doing, they also changed the name. So, that's why I consider it its own divergent canon, just like Living Greyhawk. It's its own timeline, if to use the Star Trek parlance.
Yeah, it was somebody else's great idea, and they kind of took it and said, okay, well, we'll change the name, type of thing.
Well, they changed so many names,
Yeah. Yeah, don't get me started there. I even talked last night about it on the live stream, but that's the biggest gripe I have. And
yes, I saw you had a live. I didn't bop in with Alan.
Yeah, Alan.
I know Alan.
And it's because for some reason this has become a Greyhawk weekend. I had him on last night. That was our subject. When I get him on, that's all we really talk about.
Why would you talk about anything else? You got Alan Growy on your show. You're going to talk about Greyhawk, damn it.
Yeah, why would we talk about anything else? Yeah, he was. He made a very interesting comment about why those were changed in the newest DMG for that Wizards put out. It was a checkbox from the sensitivity crew. You know what I mean? And it makes a lot of sense to me because I have my theory of why things were changed, and I to me, leave canon alone, and move on to a new era. You know what I mean? Don't try to.
I made a pitch to do. If it was me on my blog or no on a video, I made a pitch that we should just move Greyhawk forward to 601, and
after From the Ashes.
Just the wars are over. Everything's kind of back to normal. And now it's an age of discovery, and that gives us an excuse to go to Zahindia and the Shufang and
it's an
the Sundered Empire and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody listens to Porzathros.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the conversation I had with somebody that's very, very close to this, they are going to do 576.
Oh yeah, that's the standard is 576, and I'm all for that.
Well, that's my favorite era, and I talked about it last night. And the reason why is because I like that doom off in the distance. That recovery time, that time of peace ish. And now
it's balance.
Yeah.
And it does. And it could go either way. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
and,
evil is rising, but good is still very strong. So it could go either way. And then you have the wars and from the ashes, and then evil is ascendant. But then you have the adventure begins and everything is swinging back again. I love that pendulum movement, but I love the fact that 576, the pendulum is right in the middle, and it could go left or right. Yeah,
I for me, Dan, I see your question. I'll flag it. For me, how I describe 576 is you're right. It's a time of balance, but I also there's a feeling in the air. There's that feeling. It's not the crops rotting like it was before when the Temple of El Nino rose and kind of in that central Flanness thing we're reading bad, but it's kind of that. Is this going to happen again? You know what I mean? And that's how I kind of describe that era, because you got things that were in to really tip the scales to good. The union of Luna and Furiandi, that thwarted. You know what I mean? Like you have all
by Nyrond, no less.
Yeah, but which is shocking to even kind of.
I did a whole video about that.
I know. Yeah. Well,
that's all. I love that fact that good doesn't necessarily mean you're all buddies.
Yeah. Because what is Nyrond too? Nyrond is what aligns? Because if you look at the chart, I can probably.
I don't have it. I don't have the map that map chart open at the moment.
Yeah. What was that? Was that in the glossography? I'll look at it really quick. And somebody in the chat will probably say it, but
I want to say they're lawful good with neutral tendencies, or they're either lawful neutral with good tendencies or something, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, either way, they're on the good.
Yeah, they're on the good side.
Yeah, and so is Furiandi, so is Luna. So, yeah, it's interesting that there was a little nudge there, and that's from Gary. That was his words. Yeah, so play with it however you want, DMs. Yeah, that's definitely a good piece. Dan, you says, Dan asks, what is on the east of the Darlene map? East. I don't know which way east is. For me, east would be that way.
We can't hear you when you're facing that way.
Yeah.
The east of the Darlene map is the Great Kingdom and the Iron League and the Filronian Peninsula and Nyrond.
Yeah. I don't know if he's asking what that picture is too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because it was originally two different pieces of paper.
Yeah. Oh, you can't hear me when I don't talk into the mic. Interesting.
Go figure.
Ah, wow.
It's like me going, well, about this over here. Yeah.
You sound very high pitched when you do that.
It must be the way the mic is.
Yeah, let me see if I got.
And now,
it's directional.
Late night with Greyhawk Grognard.
Yeah,
that we go.
How does this sound, everyone?
like a late night FM DJ.
Everyone, welcome to the show. Yeah, and it's funny. You back to the Greyhawk Dragon. You talk about. I could see that they wouldn't want anybody to know. Now they would have minions working for them.
Absolutely. They're going to have tons of staff, and they're all going to be like liveried servants and stuff. They're going to be the perfect effete Renaissance lord, right? The patron of the arts, the one who gives the money to the sculptors and sponsors the plays and the theater and has the garden parties and stuff. But that doesn't mean they're going to. Anybody's
give up the beans. Yeah.
Right. They're still going to have to once a month, they're going to still have to go out into the woods and eat wild goats.
Well, the other thing that's, if you look at the stats on these, and yes, you guys, I just folded my book in half. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. If you look at the stats here, interesting, their intelligence is 19 to 20, super genius.
No, dude, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yep.
You got to say it right. Super genius.
Yeah, so my thing is I when I see that intelligence supra genius 19 to 20, they know they're smarter than everyone else. I wonder if it could almost be a game. You know what I mean? Like they know that they are smarter than the average bear. And let's get into their magic use, at some point here too. But these guys are smarter than everyone else around them, and so there's got to be an ego involved there too, or just maybe not. I don't know. I mean, they're dragons, right? So, yeah, Wile E. Coyote. Yeah,
exactly.
I like what Buster T said. Yeah, welcome. This is Coast to Coast. God, I used to listen to that Art Bell all the time.
Oh yeah, and who's the new guy who took over from him?
Yeah, who took over? I forget the name now. Yeah, who's the guy that took over from Art Bell when he left Coast to Coast? Oh my God, George Santos, George, dang it, George
Norrie.
George Norrie. Why did I say Santos? What is
I go George Norrie.
Yeah, George Norrie. Yeah, dude, I used to listen to that. I'd fall asleep every night listening to that, and there was many years where I laid in bed listening to that with my headphones on.
That and Dr. Demento.
Yep. Space Ghost was Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
George Norrie. There we go. Dino, thank you for that. Man, we got 70 people on right now listening to us and hanging out with us. You guys, that is super cool. Thank you guys.
Greyhawk Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast.
We could call it that. We could change the name. Greyhawk Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm on the East Coast and you're close to the West Coast.
Exactly. I mean, that's Greyhawk Coast to Coast. Well, where does, and I know you've done a little bit about this, where does the coast end on the map on the east side, on the west side?
On the west side, it goes all the way to the Sundered Empire, which was detailed in the 2001 Greyhawk chainmail game. And they have a lot of, it has definite ties to the Flyness. One of the Drow houses from Errol Kinlu has migrated over there, and one of the principal deity who kicks off the whole storyline is actually the son of Stern Alia and the brother of Hieronius and Hextor. Stratus is the god of war, the lawful neutral god of war, who is killed, and then there's this big, basically years-long fight for his magic items that got distributed when he was killed.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love this one. Sword Coast to Dragon Coast. Anyone online who is? Yeah, that's a great question from Charles Pittman. Is there anybody online tonight not from the U.S.? Who is not from the U.S.?
No, I didn't see Steve. I didn't see Steven on. So Steve Clements.
Yeah, so Steven might pop in a little later. I think probably
he's just waking up or something, right?
Waking up.
He's in Japan.
Yeah. It takes place in the Germanic Ocean. Yes, you are correct, Drag. If you guys are from not in the U.S., chime in. I love to see who's on. I think
Uruguay. Grill Wizard is from Uruguay.
Oh, holy crap! Awesome. Well, welcome, Grill Wizard.
Isn't that where Pundit is from? Isn't our RPG Pundit in Uruguay? I know he's in South America somewhere.
I don't know.
I thought it was Uruguay. I might be wrong.
Vashev One is from welcome from Canada. Okay.
And we got Brazil.
And obviously Shellback says, I'm from the US, but I'm not in the US. We know where he's at. He's on the other side of the world, Japan. Greetings from Brazil. Yes. I think we've chatted before on one of my commenting back and forth together. I'm trying to remember. Your name looks very familiar, from Brazil. Awesome.
Sebastian, there is not a canonical map for divers, I don't think, but there's a huge fan-made thing that's on DM's Guild. a big, thick old book for divers, which is amazing. I reviewed it on my channel.
Yeah, who did that?
I don't think there's a. I don't think that was one of the cities in Fate of Istis. So I know they had Verbabank, and they managed to actually forget the river.
Yeah,
but so
yeah, module puppets. Yep, divers in there. Dan says he lives in Hommlet. Yes, I love it.
So look, go back to the puppet. Did they actually have a map of divers, or did they just mention divers? I don't remember. It was so awful. I don't really.
What do you? I didn't understand what you were saying. Sorry.
Well, Greg said in the module puppets, divers is in there. Does that mean there was an official map, or was it just a couple of things? I don't remember. It's been so.
I think it was a mention.
It's been so long.
I think we all live in Greyhawk on Sunday nights. Oh, I love it. Puppets. Yeah, I'm not super familiar. That is one module I have not opened up.
It was a late 3E it was awful. It wasn't very well done at all. Yeah.
There's maps of divers, but it's more street by street than whole city.
That's okay. That's what I figured. It wasn't like you don't get the whole dealy bob. You get like little zoom in things, which is actually it's a really great way to do a city, because I love to plug in the Lonkmar 1E and 2E stuff into my Greyhawk. You know, because they have a lot of the modules and supplements for their Lonkmar had like these little almost geomorphs of cities, and they would like tell you what was in it, and you could just kind of plug it into the city wherever you needed it. It was a very well done thing, and they work really great in Greyhawk, as you might imagine, because Greyhawk was his version of Lonkmar.
Yeah. Vasa 1 at DM. It's voice of one. Thank you. Voice of one. Okay. Great content. Thanks for sharing. I'm a Grognard fan. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I've seen you around, and I will say that I am the worst at pronouncing and deciphering people's screen names. So,
and you're not too great on English words in general. Let's just throw it out.
I will admit that. Yeah, little words.
Just to
yeah. Little words. I do see how to pronounce that. Die, don't lie. I like it. Doppelgangers would make it better. Yeah, puppets. I was gonna bring up the map for it, but I have a PDF somewhere. I'll have to take a minute.
Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah. You have a physical copy of it?
I have a physical copy of everything.
We can hear you. You just sound very far away.
I am very far away.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, thanks all for being. We have 80 people in the chat and watching this show live stream right now. You guys, thank you so much.
I'm very far away behind a curtain, but I have a very good mic. So, okay. So I've got my physical copy of Puppets here. Let's see what we have map-wise for divers. I'm flipping. Yeah, this is one of it's like Child's Play. It's not a very good adventure at all.
What module? Okay, what's the code module on that one?
This is WG11. WG11. So we have a map of the crime area. So we get a little
piece there.
Yeah, we get like a little zoom in on it, and that's it. We don't have any real context for it. There's no map of the city itself. It's just that one area of a couple of blocks in the city. So yeah, I wouldn't count that as a map of divers myself. It's a map in divers, but one could quibble.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So kind of back to WG11. There you go. So just Angelo has a very strong English language comprehension level considering his third grade education. Yes, that is correct. Thank you, Shellback. But only a 9 in vocabulary. Yes, you are correct. I like it. You guys are statting me out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so back to the, what I really also kind of intrigues me about these is just their in preference to any physical attack, the dragon is likely to use magic. All right. At a very young age, it has 4 first level spells. That's pretty awesome, right? Therefore, it gains 4 spells as progressively higher level at each new age bracket. Thus, at old age, it has 4 spells of each level, 1 through 6th. That's crazy.
And that actually surprised me when I was doing the research for last week's video on the dragons.
Yeah.
Is that the Greyhawk dragon is much more powerful a spellcaster than regular dragons.
Way more.
Like the regular dragons are at best like a 4th or 5th level magic user. Yeah. The Greyhawk dragon is really closer to like an 11th or 12th magic user. I mean, they got a lot of spells.
Well, first of all, any dragon, in the monster manual or first edition dragon, they have a percentage chance to have magic use. This is a given. At birth, they can polymorph 5 times a day.
Well, some of the dragons, like the silver dragons got like 90% or something. Super high percentage. But yeah, you're not wrong. These are automatically magic using, and they are very powerful magic users. So, and I also noticed that they're not very dependent on age or anything like that. Their abilities are just kind of like all there all the time. Yeah. And their breath weapon is off the hook.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. My God,
they have this poison gas breath weapon with a -4 to your saving throw. But if you have forethought and you cover yourself in bear fat or something, like grease, you get it's only -3. So it's like
well, -2. Yeah.
You do not want these things to polymorph back into dragon form.
And I think that this, and you don't have to even breathe it, right? And it's not.
Even if you hold your breath, it will go in through your skin.
Yeah. And the big thing about this too, you cannot skip this, Joe, is save versus poison at -4 or die.
Right.
Yeah, death. There's not a damage die of this. This is literally you.
There's a poof.
Yeah, you're out. And I wonder if this is So, interesting fact here that I'm reading now again. Save versus poison. So you're not saving versus dragon breath, which is interesting. So, I like that. Yeah, I mean, poison generally is a easier save to do, but at -4, I mean that's tough.
Yeah, no, it's basically if you have riled them up to the point where they transform into dragon form, you're toast.
Yeah. That's absolutely nuts. Yeah, and kind of back to the magic side, from birth, it can also polymorph self 5 times per day. Unlike the regular magic user spell, this ability has an unlimited duration. So, pretty hardcore. And then a little bit more right here. This is another big piece too that really just beefs these guys up. The Greyhawk Dragon is immune to magic user spells of 1st through 4th level. Against all other magical effects, it has a magic resistance of 75%.
Yeah,
and it can be used. It can use all magic items permitted by a magic user. How do you play? This is be a great thing for. And I was thinking about doing a video about this magic resistance because I've seen DMs play it differently. I have to go re-look up what the raw rules are for magic resistance, but I've always played it where magic resistance off the top, and then there'd be if they fail that, then obviously you get your saving throw. How do you play that, or how have you guys
say it again?
So, for instance, a Greyhawk Dragon has a magic resistance of 75%. I think Loth, right, has a magic resistance of 90%, right? Most deities have it way up there. So I've always played it where the magic resistance is the top level, the top layer, and then a saving throw would come in afterwards if it's failed.
No, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. I think that's raw. I think that's rules as written. I have to go back and look.
No, that's how that works. The magic resistance is just the magic just bounces off. Even if the magic doesn't just bounce off them, they still get the regular saving throw to see if they dodge or resist or whatever.
Dodge or their constitution,
whatever the regular
or whatever,
saving throw would look like.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I know you know how to pronounce this, and you know the reference, but he says just don't fight dragons. Yeah. Joe Kaufman says magic resistance is based on a 11th level of magic user spell. It's +5 for each level. Yeah. Mm-hmm. +5 for
I turned it into a table in Adventures Dark and Deep. It was just easier than having to do the math.
Yeah. I mean, generally monster will have the magic resistance on as a actual line, so no need to figure it out. But their breath area volume control. Yeah, that's another thing too, Dan. As far as their breath weapon, which it sounds to me, at least this is what sounds like what Jim put in here, Jim Ward, is that they can manipulate the breath weapon.
Right. They can modulate it so that it only fill, it doesn't have to fill a whole room. It'll just like fill the part they want.
Yeah. Where was that in here? Maximum amount. So it says right here, the maximum amount it can exhale would fill a 30-foot cube on a side. However, the dragon can carefully meter the amount. The gas is quickly absorbed through the skin. Yeah, it's and as lethal as if breathe. Partial protection can be gained through coating all exposed skin with lard or other grease.
Yeah.
But
you get a 1. You get an additional 1 to your saving throw. Oh boy.
Yeah. Actually, it's -2 instead of
okay, fine, 2.
Yeah.
Even so, I mean, you're already starting from a -4.
Yeah, that's crazy. The gas becomes inert. Yeah. Wow. Very, very crazy. Very, very crazy. Monks could be good against breath weapons at level 14 and above, saving for no damage in many breath weapons and failing for half damage. Well, Joe, that's interesting, Joe Kaufman, because I don't know if I would treat it as a breath weapon. It says save versus poison. Breath weapon to me is the monk's ability to dodge something. You know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying?
I because it is a breath weapon, though, I would probably give it to them in this instance.
Yeah.
Just because
I don't think I would. Because to me, that's the monk's ability to dodge. So I don't know. Would they be able to dodge?
I can see.
Yeah,
but
I guess
also
so.
they're like innate. It's almost like body control. The ironically the psionic ability. Body control. It's almost like that where they have like they're very in tune with their own physical form, and they can almost like a Bene Gesserit. They can resist poisons and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Look at this guy. Speaking of the devil,
speak of him and he shall appear.
Yeah. It just so happened we were talking about you, good old Stephen Clements. He says, look at you guys. So cool and yet so wrong about psionics. Yeah, it's funny. Last Friday, we both, as part of our 3-way collab, we all did a video on psionics, and do we want to talk a little bit about it right now? Since it's funny.
I think they've gotten their Greyhawk Dragon fix. We have dutifully spent a lot of time talking about Greyhawk Dragon.
Yeah,
although I do have something I wanted to not about Greyhawk dragons, but about dragons in Greyhawk in general.
Sure.
I mean, obviously we've got Lord Robular and his 2 subdued dragons that he
100%.
And if you've read the Return of Robular, which is something that Rob Kuntz wrote, and it's available on his website for sale, gives basically the history of Lord Robular. And he goes off to Lynn, which is in the far west of Ulrich, and learns from the Dragon Riders of Lynn, their secrets. Yeah. So he's like very dragon-centric, which is a really cool thing. But I always thought that the guy riding the green dragon that Gord fights in Artifact of Evil, I want to. They never use a name, but he's coming over the Sus forest on a green dragon. I really want to say that Gary was thinking that this was Lord Robilar. There's no proof whatsoever, but it's a big coincidence if it's not. And I don't know if people remember, but there's actually dragons in the Giants as well.
Yeah, you got the you got the fire. Yeah, you got the
you got 2 white dragons in the
Frost dragons. You got the red dragon in there,
and you got the red. But the weird thing is, the Frost Giants have 2 white dragons.
Yeah,
as pets. And they literally use the word pets.
Yeah.
Because they can't talk and they can't use spells. The red dragon in the Fire Giant King's Hall, he can talk and he's got spells and everything. But the white dragons in the Frost Giant Jarl's Glacial Rift, they're literally just animals. And
they're treated that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're it's in the text. They're written as just dumb animals that are used as pets by the Frost Giants. I thought that, considering that's one of the earliest published modules, I thought that was fascinating to see that Gygax didn't automatically think of dragons as they're all going to be these, powerful, innately magical creatures who are going to be engaging in witty banter with the players like Smaug.
Yeah.
They were just animals. I just thought that was a very interesting insight into
what does it say? Open up G1 and 2, the Giant series that you had. What was the age category for what were the stats on that? I vaguely remember. I remember
the Frost Giant one is where is it? It's antechamber, private chamber. Oh, now you see. Now I didn't. I looked it up and then I closed the book. So,
yeah.
Oh, here we go. A large ancient male and a medium-sized, very old female. That's the white dragons, and the red. Yeah, and the red is ancient male, very large.
Yeah.
And he's got spells in the whole bit.
That's a
gazillion gold pieces worth of treasure.
Somebody, Charles Pittman just said that Red Dragon in the Fire Giant dungeon was TPK for my party. Yeah, that's a challenging one.
And John Collins, this is actually the one I bring to cons to run. You can see I still got the character sheets from the last time I ran it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to keep my books in a good shape if I can. There's a little bit of creasing and stuff here and there, but I try not to beat them up or fold them in half like some people.
Yeah, let me grab my copies over here for you. Let me see.
I think these were originally done in 78 and 79. I've got my originals behind the curtain, but I want to say these were 78 or 79 originally.
Yeah. And there was also, I believe, there is a red dragon in Q1. Here's
very, very possible.
Yeah. I mean, that was your favorite module, right?
I wouldn't say that.
So so speaking of, I'll show you guys my play copy of, here's one that's I went through a series where I was putting them in bag and boards. I'll put it back here, on the ground. But here's my play copy that I would run.
Yours isn't in bad shape.
Yeah. Highlighted.
I've got a monster manual that somebody colored in the pictures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done that. I have one that's done that too.
And yeah, Charles Pittman. Yeah, my DM's guide has seen better days. The spine is completely eradicated, and I've got a player's handbook that's getting close to that as well.
Well, I'll raise you one on the beat up DMG.
Oh no, I've seen yours.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we have. Let's be real here. We have multiple copies of the DMG, and I gravitate towards one because open it, read it up, underline it. That's the one that I beat up. So that's the one that you guys see the most of. This guy right here. Ugh, this beat up copy. Yeah. So that's the one that I take my notes in. And yeah, I've actually.
Yeah, mine is that's the one I bought in 1979. And it's just the spine has just flaked away over the years.
Yeah.
So now you can just see the paper. There's no cardboard on the spine anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. In this one too, I because it is fully coming apart. I might, I don't know. I might try to glue it back together. I'm not sure, but it is what it is. It's
you don't want to glue it. You want to staple it and sew it. That's how they were originally made. These were made as middle school textbooks. The company that made them originally made school books, and those things are made to last forever.
Yeah,
because they are getting passed from one kid to another to another to another in a public school. Yeah, and if you're lucky, they put a brown paper bag on it as a cover.
Yeah. Well, where it first started coming loose and undone was literally, and I'm pulling the pages out here. It's ripped and everything. Was the part that we went to the most was the hit tables. So that was a piece that folded, and then after that, it just all started coming apart there. But yeah, I have where I taped it in the middle, this is all taped together. But eventually the binding just gone. It's gone on it. Let me undo this one here. Hide it. Yeah. That's interesting. You talk about the G series. There's a couple other.
Because I was doing research for the videos, and I was like, "Dang, this is not what you normally think of today." I mean, how many non-speaking dragons do you find today? It's like doesn't happen.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that too is those are aged dragons. That's why I asked. I remember them being formidable dragons. White dragons obviously.
They have a lower chance of speaking and stuff, but it just really pointed out that dragons were thought of in different ways back in the 70s than they are today. Because I can't think of the last time I've seen an adventure with a non-speaking dragon. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Question from John Collins. He says, Angelo, what's that module behind you next to the dragon? What is that module?
Oh, that's the one you're giving away.
Oh, yeah. A couple, man, if you guys could see my floor, you'd see literally just paraphernalia everywhere. Yeah, this is the Goodman Games sealed copy too. I'll tell on myself, I probably have like 4 or 5 of these. One that's open that I've read, and this one, Anyways, this is what I'm going to be giving away probably this week when I hit 5,000 subs. I'm going to do some type of drawing. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll have a live stream celebrating the milestone, and I'll ship this to one lucky winner. But yeah, this is I kind of dug this. The first book in here, I think it was, I can't remember if it was the black one or the red one, was almost.
It's the one with the number 1 on the spine.
Yeah. I'd have to go look at my open copy, but yeah, that was all the first edition kind of reprinted material, and then the other one was the 5th edition where they kind of fleshed out a lot of things, and I don't know, good stuff. I think they did. What do you think? I thought they did a pretty good job.
I like that one. I thought that was they did a good job of filling in the parts that needed to be filled in. They those little skulls on the original maps and some other encounters. I think they did a very good job on it. It is a shame that they were that they lost the license.
Yeah. Give it to number 5,000. Yeah, there's no way of really knowing who. YouTube doesn't track who the latest subscriber.
The individuals,
yeah. So that what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a live stream show. I don't know if it maybe falls on this Thursday. I'm not sure, whatever. But and what I'll do is just have everybody who wants to be a part of the drawing, put something like this in. The word, and I probably misspelt it because squirrel is with 2 R's, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just kind of like how Lord Gasumba does with his drawing. I'll probably have this, and then everybody will be entered in for it, and then I'll roll random dice, and there it is. You'll get a copy of it as a thanks. Just kind of want to do something for the community, for you guys being so awesome. But anyways, that's what it is. Yeah, chipmunk instead of squirrel. There you go. Yeah, everybody type in the word squirrel in the chat. We love to see that. Yeah, my floor is just covered right now. But yeah, it's interesting how they threw in the ancient white dragon in there, non-speaking. And I know for a fact Q1's got some red couple. Is it a pair of red dragons in there? Was it a pair?
No, it's a single individual.
Single individual, yeah.
But he can speak and cast spells.
Yeah. In Q1,
but they don't give him any personality or anything. It's just stats.
And then the fire giant one, yeah, that's interesting. There was a question here too, like as far as any particular dragon personalities in Greyhawk. And I was doing some, you talked about the one in the Gord novels. In the Anna Myers map, in the middle of, and I'm going to kill the pronunciation of this, which you guys will be very happy to hear. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah. There's a green dragon in the middle of that. She's mapped out a very small territory within the gnarly forest. And I traced that down to an article in Earth Journal 9, which I can bring up really quick. Because I was wondering where that was. Was it canon or it was from an article that was done. Let me see if my computer's acting really slow here. Let me see who the author was. And this was a 2-part article in Earth Journal 8 and 9. But this particular dragon appeared in Journal 9 by Jeff McKillop. And he talks about a dragon in there. And let me put the name of the dragon in there because I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. It was Coster. How would you pronounce this? Check this out.
Costachlorinus.
Costachlorinus. And we know what chlorine, like that's, chlorine dragon. So
caustic, like caustic, like acid is caustic. So Costachlorinus.
Yeah.
Angelo has been agonizing about this for 2 days, and I just came in. Whoop, Costachlorinus. That's
yeah. You're right. You're good. So so she mapped out this lair, and I've actually used it in my campaign, which is back in the day. It was several years ago. But he's a big figure in the gnarly forest. And this is the write-up. The write-up says this huge mound of earth and vegetation is the home of an average-sized adult green dragon. Let's just say Costa, because I don't remember how you pronounce it, has only recently arrived by dragon standards, at least in the region. She was forced to flee from her lair in the Welkwood by Olven adventurers from Selene, nearly slain in the battle. She fled, carrying the body of a noble elven leader, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce this one. Friend Nislin Werstengein. I have no idea. She has spent the last few decades slumbering, restoring her strength, but has lately began to make short flights to explore her new territory. And it goes on about talking about the treasure and where you can get the map for her lair, which is The Verbeeg of the Gnarly Forest Car 21 from the City of Greyhawk box set. But anyways, I thought that was kind of a cool, because I've actually grabbed onto that and used it in as a campaign, story point many years ago. Yeah, pretty cool. I can't really think of any other personalities that come to mind in Greyhawk.
Dragotha wasn't they did a module in, I don't remember if it was Dragon or Dungeon, where they built out Dragotha's lair, the undead dragon from White Plume Mountain.
Oh, okay.
They did like an extension of White Plume Mountain or whatever, and
Return to White Plume Mountain. Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't Return to White Plume Mountain. It was a Dragon or Dungeon thing where it was like an extra, and they built.
I thought they called it Return to White Plume.
There was a Return to White Plume Mountain. That's not what I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're talking about the Dragon magazine, the Dungeon,
right? Dragon magazine or Dungeon magazine.
Yeah. What was that called? Yeah, I was actually looking at that the other day. But go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, they really fleshed that out. In fact, I can tell you it was Dungeon Magazine 77. And so that was
I really love Dungeon Magazine. Dungeon Magazine 77.
Or maybe 134. There's two there. It's mentioned in two of them. It's either 77 or 134.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to look at that and see. But I know which one you're talking about, and it was kind of I was looking for the actual name of it. Maybe if somebody knows here, put it in the chat. Yeah. See you later, Joseph. Appreciate
I'm going to have to bail pretty soon too, because I too have to work in the morning.
Yeah. And we got to get
here. It's almost 11.
We've been babbling for an hour and 40 minutes.
Actually about dragons for most of it, which is
hey, that's we stayed on target. Hey, good for you having a script tonight. That was awesome. I'm really happy for you.
I'm always well scripted. I got the AI just rolling my script up above my camera, and I just say what it tells me to say.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, you guys, we come in with the subject, and we try to stick to it. Literally, it's just what comes out. So, you're actually pretty lucky that we talked a little bit about dragons tonight. Yeah. So, sorry, squirreled a little bit there.
All right. So let's wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap this up. Yeah. Why don't you give a little what's going on with the channel for Greyhawk Grognard? Give a little update of what's happening, because I think we have 2 weeks off until we get with Tenkar again. So, and I don't remember
because this is a month with a fifth Sunday, which I rarely have off. Nothing really. I mean, nothing ginormous happening on the channel. You're going to start seeing some of the Adventures Dark and Deep books starting in September. They're going to start the print versions are going to disappear for a while. I'm doing second printings of all my books that will have all the errata incorporated into them. And
you're doing a little redo.
Just a quick, but it takes like 6 or 8 weeks for Drive-Thru RPG to you got to process the files, and then you got to order proofs, and then there's a whole process.
A little bit of back and forth there. Yeah.
Oh, it's a freaking nightmare. And so I'm gonna be doing that in kind of a rolling thing. A couple of books these weeks, and I'm starting with the Bestiary and some associated books. So you'll just see them on the website on Drive-Thru. There'll be a little notice saying,
that's awesome.
Really. But I'm just going to revamp everything to incorporate all of the errata that's accumulated over the last few years, and that may or may not presage something bigger that really requires print books to be right. So we'll see about that. No announcements yet, but what's that?
I said good stuff though. That's cool.
Well, we can but hope. And I've handed off the manuscript for Top Secret 2150 to Merle Rasmussen. That is our Spies in Space game. And so that's going to be in his hands in a couple of days when he gets back from vacation. And, so look for that from Solarian Games. That's actually, I'm not publishing that one. That's going to be Solarian Games publishing that one.
Yeah.
And what else is going on? And I've got something big coming in early 2027 for Greyhawk. It's going to be a real game changer in terms of factions and how you play factions and how you track factions. And it's going to be really, really cool.
I think you told me a little bit about it, and I won't say nothing.
But it's done enough that I can say that it's coming eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. And I know as far as things we're doing together, next Friday we do have another collab coming out. I think this is on Traps. I did record.
Yeah, next week is Traps.
Next week is Traps, and then the following week, you guys will see. But that'll be the one we discuss with Tenkar on the show. I think so. Yeah. And that'll be following that.
It'll probably be like last week when we don't talk about the
dude. Topic. What a fun show we had though. I mean, it was really just answering questions from the chat, just talking, and I love those shows. So we try to, the Sunday night special, we all try to talk about the topic that we released 2 days before that we all did a collab video on. It doesn't happen sometimes, but we love it. We just talk about gaming and life and things. So as far as for this channel, you guys, yes, I am very excited to almost hit this milestone of 5,000 subscribers, which I am internally grateful for, and I'm actually blown away that it's where we're at. But there will be a live stream celebrating that where we're going to have some fun there. Another live stream on Thursday of this week, which I think is our Dungeon Masters Roundtable, which I think I have Zane Daniel on with me and Ignatius. It's not totally confirmed, but I think we have, and then somebody else, which I probably shouldn't be announcing yet because I don't know. Well, for sure, those three for sure, but we might be adding a fourth on there. I
do have one other thing.
Please,
I'm going to be at EGGCon in 2027.
Oh, you talk with Heidi.
I'm there one way or the other. I'm either going to be a guest running games or I'm going to be a vendor, but I'm going to be there in what is it?
November 27th.
November 27th. So I am definitely going to be heading back to beautiful Wisconsin in November. Why can't they have these cons in the summer? I don't understand.
Well, we don't want to have them in the summer because we're going to Historicon. That's why we don't want it in the summer.
That's true.
You and I will be at Historicon.
I will hopefully be at Historicon.
Well, we're making it happen. Yeah. I'll be at ACON too. I don't know if they're asking me back as a special guest, but I was last year. So I'll be running games, hanging out, doing live streams, doing the stuff that we do there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I actually like the fact that it's going to be November. In 2 weeks, I will be at a Strategicon in Los Angeles, running Boot Hill and doing some, hopefully, some D&D with friends out there. Nothing on the, on the record, but probably side games. But I will be play testing a new Boot Hill system.
Will you indeed?
I will. I have got combat all figured out. Should talk to you about it a little bit, but I want to see how it goes. It's really think of Boot Hill, but kind of like.
How much do you want to say?
Yeah, let's just. Well, some of you guys in the channel that I'm meeting over there will probably play in it, but I will tell you, man, I should probably tell you offline a little bit what I've decided on the combat side. But anyways, that's in the next couple of weeks, and then another con in another month called Dawn Con, which is more of a a bunch of guys and gals getting together, very small, fun stuff in Virginia.
Oh, and I will be vending at ShireCon. Outdoors,
I need to make it to ShireCon.
I'm going to be outdoors in a tent.
Yeah.
Spending at ShireCon.
Yeah.
See how that works.
When is ShireCon again? That's in October or
no? That's September,
September.
20. The weekend of the 20. It's like 25th, 26th. It's supposed
Is
to
it
be
going to
around
fall on their
Bilbo's
birthday?
It's supposed to be about Bilbo's and Frodo's birthday.
Does it fall on their birthday? Because I think it's
Not
the
this year.
21st. Yeah. Wasn't his birthday the 21st or the 22nd?
Yeah. 21st.
Yeah. 21st. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Tell me on tell me on Discord. Yes. Okay, I will. But I'll have to have you sign an NDA. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, another way too, you guys definitely go to Joe's blog. Got a Patreon, got all that neat stuff. I have a Discord channel. A lot of that should be in our show notes. Number 2, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel or Joe's channel, back and forth, do that. That's what we, to build a community. We definitely love that. And stay tuned for the next one. So, and remember, we are all addicted to Loth girls.
And editions change, Greyhawk endures.
That's amen to that, my friend. All right, you guys, take care. We all love you. And until next time.